Hey everyone, we're here for our next session. Frederick is the CEO of Dune Analytics. He'll be doing a talk on how to dissect DeFi data with Dune. Once he starts talking, can you guys confirm in the chat that you can hear him?
Right. Hey everyone, Frederick here from Oslo, Norway, and I'm excited to show you guys how you can poke around some DeFi data with Dune Analytics. So the agenda for this session is basically very quickly, what is Dune? What can be made with Dune? I'll show you some examples, and then we'll go ahead and create our very own dashboard with Dune live here. And then finally, we'll have about 10 minutes for a Q&A in the end. So first off, what is Dune Analytics? So essentially, two things. It's a tool that allows you to create analysis. That means that we have human readable data for things that happen on Ethereum in smart contracts. You can query that data with SQL, Postgres, and then furthermore, you can visualize those results and queries and turn that into visual charts and graphs. And I think it's important to note that while it's based on SQL, we have a lot of great users that have learned SQL for using Dune. So it looks a little bit technical, but it doesn't have to be. And even myself, I'm an economist, and I learned SQL for working with Dune. So it's not that hard. And then the second aspect is that you can also share and collaborate with the community broadly. So when you create something on Dune, you can instantly share it with a link to anyone publicly. We have thousands of queries from thousands of users already. So you can engage with other people. And importantly, you can fork other people's queries. So you can start from someone else's work and build on top of that, which is great. So without further ado, let's dive in. So I'll first show you, I'll just go to our website here, duneanalytics.com, and show you some of the great dashboards that's out there already. So you just click browse, you can see all the dashboards. So they are listed by popularity. So let's start with this. Here's, for instance, a dashboard on gas prices. So this is created by Alex Kruger from the 0x team. And let's see, we have several stats for gas-related things. It's a little slow now. My internet might be a little bit bad. Let's see, yeah, here we go. So we have, for instance, he's showing us what typical activities on Ethereum cost right now. So a compound deposit is $6, Uniswap trade is $4, ERC20 transfer is $1.3, and he's mapped gas prices over time. What's the median gas price the last 24 hours? You can see it over the last 24 hours. You can see it over the last 90 days. So a bunch of different ways to see how gases are behaving, gas prices. So that's one thing, one cool example. Another one, you can look into the actual products that are built on Ethereum. So for instance, Tornado Cash. Here's the dashboard on Tornado Cash. So you can see how many users, unique users. So you've seen it's been trending upwards the last weeks, almost 400 per week, the most recent week. There's $78 million deposited into Tornado contracts, and so forth. So I'll now show you, so another one that's interesting these days is like Bitcoin on Ethereum, and that's what we're gonna work with today. So show you a quick example here where there's some great stats. I think my computer is slow today. Okay, let's just dive right in then. So these are all public sites, these dashboards that anyone can see. And then we have an app where you can go in and create your own. So if I now go into click my user profile, you can sign up for for free. This whole thing slow. Let's just dive in. So you can sign up for free. You land in the Dune app, and you will see. I'll zoom out a little bit here. You will see your favorite dashboards and queries. Let's see, that's better here. And then you can create your own analysis. So I'll do a hard refresh here because something weird is going on. Thanks, Ryan. So let's see. Yeah, let's try again. So when you're in the Dune app, you can create a query. And so here's the query creator interface. And you see a list of tables. So these are data tables. And today we want to be looking into wrapped Bitcoin. So I'll search for wrapped B, and here we find tables that are wrapped BTC, and we find events that happen in these smart contracts. So for instance, you have event mint and event burn. So if we take a quick look now at, so if you want to look into the mint event, we can do a simple SQL query here, and we'll pick that table. Let's just limit it to 10 observations. And then you click execute, and you will find a, let's see. So yeah, we actually use SQL, not GraphQL. So the question there. You can use Dune without knowing any query language, but then you will have to rely on what other people are doing mostly. So here we see that the occurrences in the event mint for wrapped BTC, and we see an amount. So let's now see if we can do some analysis of the amount of BTC that's minted. So then we do sum amount, and wrapped BTC use 8 decimals, so we divide by 10 to the power of 8, and then we just run this, execute, and we will find that there is 106,000 wrapped BTC that's minted, but there's also a burn event, so we will need to subtract that. So we will take, yeah, all the tables are refreshed in real time. They're about 2 minutes behind the blockchain. So it's for analytics purposes, it's as good as real time. Okay, so we now want to do the burn event, and we see here that we have a field called value. So we'll subtract value from the burn. So here we have now burn and mint, and we will divide, and then we will do union all. We will call both of these as amount and as amount to subtract for the burned wrapped BTC, and then we will execute that query. Oh, something's not correct here. Let's see. Wrapped BTC 95. Might need to put this subtraction outside. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So now we have the amount that's minted and the amount that's burned. So let's say with mint and burn as we take this and we subquery, and then we do select some amount as total VBTC from this one, mint burn, that we just created. And let's see. So here we have the total wrapped Bitcoin supply. I will save this as a query, and later we will add this to a dashboard. So here's, let's call this VBTC supply. And now let's take it a step further. So you can fork any query. You can fork your own and other people's queries. So I'm going to open this in a new tab, create a new query based on this one. And we're going to look into what does this look like over time. So now we just did the overall total. So let's say we want to look at this over time. And if we go back to, change the name later. So if we now go back to the wrapped BTC, we find the tables we're looking at, and we see here that there are some different information from the blockchain, and we see, for instance, block time. So let's use block time. So we'll add that block time to our query, and we will want to have, so this happens like at any point in time. We want to turn that into a day. So we use the neat date trunk function that you have in Postgres, and we say day. So this converts the block time into days, and then we say group by 1, which is the day, and then we do the same for the subtraction, and then we do group by 1 here as well. So now I'll just show you an example by running this line alone. So if you run this, you will find that you've now have it over time. So here we see the minted BTC per day, and let's call this as day, and also this as day. So now this will produce daily numbers for the minting and burning of wrapped Bitcoin, and then we will from this we will take as, call this daily, just VBTC amount, like that. So now we are grouping by 1 again, which means the day. So now I execute this again, and I will find an error, of course. Let's see, select day from mint burn. Let's see. Okay, that's better. So now we have the day, and we have the net change in VBTC supply per day. So here you see days and the number. So now let's have some fun. And so the tables we decode the tables into human readable data from the blockchain, and you can submit by clicking this button. You can submit any contract, and it will be automatically decoded into this format. So now we can create a visualization on these results. So let's say here that we want a chart, we want a bar chart, and we want the x-axis to be day, and we want the y-axis to be the VBTC amount. So see, here we go. Here we see that there was very little activity for about a year and a half, and lately it's really exploded, the VBTC activity. So I'll save this query now, and I'll call it VBTC supply change per day. And then I will do another query as a fork of this one, open that one as a new one. And I will let's see now where. So now we have per day just a change. Now let's find the cumulative supply. So then we are going to use the window function. So we're going to do over order by day. So now we are summing the amount over time, and I will do like this, and let's try and run that. So now let's see the chart again. So now we have the actual supply, and I will change this visualization into a area chart, so it might look a little bit better. So here you go. So here you can see that there's now 105,000 VBTC on Ethereum, and then you can change, for instance, the colors. So they have like a yellow Bitcoin logo, right? So let's turn it into yellow. So you can do a lot of tweaks and cool things for the visualizations. And now let's go ahead and let's, oops, yeah, clicking too fast here. Let's cancel this. And you can do several visualizations for each query. And then we'll add a tag that's like VBTC, for instance, and Defi. And then we will call this VBTC supply over time. And total, let's call it total. So that's that. And then we will create a dashboard. So I'm going to open this. Let's say VBTC workshop. Oh, let's see. I have to first save this one. Save. And then I'll go ahead and create a new dashboard. VBTC workshop. And we have here a new dashboard. And we can add widgets. So let's take the latest one we have. We don't want the table, we want the chart. We'll add the chart. So here's that one. I can adjust the size of this, make it smaller, bigger, anything you want. We can add a widget. And then we can take supply change per day, take the chart. And then we have a dashboard going. Let's apply the changes, and let's go back to the initial one we did where we found just the total supply right now. We can add a visualization for that one as well. Let's, instead of doing a chart, let's do a counter. And let's put that number in and say total VBTC. And we'll save that. And then you can also directly from the query click add to dashboard. I will search for VBTC. I'll find the VBTC workshop. And now I think if we go back to our dashboard and we refresh that, we will probably, hopefully, find our new little friend here. Yes. So let's edit this and put this on top, and we will find the total supply. And then you can also add like a text box and say made in 15 minutes. And this is marked down, so you can do stuff like that. So here you can add some extra info or something like that. And you can put that there. So yeah. So here we have a brand new dashboard with some cool stats. You can do a lot more. This is just very much the tip of the iceberg. And now you can go ahead and share this with your friends. We also have this public interface on our website, which is sort of outside of the app, where you can then share this with anyone. So if we now go to our browse page and we, yeah, I'll share some resources later regarding the comments. So now if we search for VBTC, might take some time before it's there. Let's see. Let's pray. This is a little slow. Anyway, should appear here, and you will have a public link where you can share with anyone. So yeah, So here we are, VBTC workshop. Let's have a look at this dashboard. So here's the dashboard we created with a nice little link with your username and the title, and here it is. So that's something we created right now. So I'm gonna move over to questions soon. There are some pro tips. We have a lot of neat tables you can use that have metadata on tokens, that have structured DEX trades information. A really good tip is to fork queries and start from other people's projects and queries. There's thousands, and there's a lot of useful, cool stuff. So really poke around and fork that. We also have some project pages. So if you have interesting projects that you want to explore, they often have their own Dune page where you can find relevant docs and relevant dashboards. So if you look at one in share, you can see some key queries and dashboards. And all these pages are hosted in our public GitHub, so you can add your own. If you don't find the project you like, you can easily, with the markdown file, get yourself pulled into here. And also, we have a very active Discord and some docs that you can find on our homepage, which are also full of examples and tutorials for how to get started. So with that, I'm gonna move over to some questions. So let's see. So how long does it take to decode a contract? So it's usually done within 24 hours. So we run it in batches, but it should be pretty quick. Let's see. So in terms of query language, so this is plain SQL. So SQL, and it's very common language. So you can search for a lot of things that it's not related to crypto, where you find great resources for doing queries. We do have our docs, where there are links to some good resources. We have like a tutorial video that was created by the community. We have some get started articles. So if you go into our docs, we will, seems like my whole internet is slow when I'm streaming this thing. But you will be able to find resources here. So here's good example. Even if you don't know SQL, SQL, you can start with this article or this video. Yeah. So right now, it's not possible to add your own database. And this is a little bit because a lot of people are building off each other. So we need to make the structure good so that people can collaborate. And if we have a lot of data sources, it could be hard to facilitate, but that's a feature we want to add, the possibility to add your own data sources. So probably something you'll see in the future. Yes, any more questions? There was a question, are these sessions recorded? And I think the answer is yes. Okay. I guess I can then use the occasion to show you like a cool table we have. So there's this Dune dashboard that's pretty popular. That's with a lot of DEX metrics. So the entire stack is not open source. The collaborative aspect on the front end and a lot of these. So we have some data abstractions that's also open source, but the back end is not open source. So here's one of the more popular Dune dashboards where you can see DEX trading. So we have like 16 billion of the last 30 days. We have like trading volumes per day, market shares. You see Uniswap has been crushing it lately, like 75% market share now. And this is all created off a table called dex.trades. And this is structured information for all the major DEXs in one unified format. So let's see. Here you can. What's going on? So here you can see, like these are DYDX trades. You have token A symbol, token B symbol, human readable, token amount. You have the traders, token addresses, exchange address, a lot of these things, and these can be used very effectively across different projects. And so all of the queries in this dashboard that's very popular are very simple. They're usually like 20 lines of SQL because they're all based on this very simple dashboard. Now there's only like DYDX data, but there are for all the different projects. And what's also cool is that this table, DEX trades, with all this structured information, comes from our public GitHub. So you can go in and look at data abstractions and even create your own. So these tables are created. So if we go to DEX, and you will find DEX trades, you can then see how these tables are created all the way down to like the raw blockchain events. And all of those are put into the same format. So if you have a new project or something else you want to see, you can put that right in, and it will turn into all the way into like these dashboards. So I think unless there are more questions, we can wrap it up. I'll share this. Link here, so you can go in and look at the queries we created. You go here. Here's the dashboard link, and you can then. We're using Postgres. The underlying database is Postgres. So here's the link to the dashboard that we created in this session, and anyone can go in. You can click query, and you can look at the query yourself. You can fork it and play around. So have fun. We also have like USD prices, so you can turn this into like USD value, for instance. You want to multiply by the Bitcoin USD price. So I think that's time's up.
Yep, perfect. So if you guys have additional questions for him, feel free to hit him up on Twitter. We're going to transition to our next talk now. If you want to drop your handle into the chat, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll do that right away. And just check out our homepage, and you can join our Discord, for instance.
All right, perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much. This was great.
Thanks for having me.